Hey chickadees, welcome back to my channel. It's Robin. Sorry I have been gone for a little while. I've been dealing with some pre-labor scares this pregnancy. I am 36 weeks and 1 day pregnant today, and for the past week I've just been having these contractions that won't stop, but that aren't really doing much to progress me further into labor. So just been really tired and not much energy during the day because I can't sleep very well at night because that's when they seem to be at their strongest. But I digress. I wanted to come back and do another makeup video because it has been so long, and I ordered the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator, and I want to try that out for you guys with a few other new products. So if you're interested, please keep on watching and let's get into it. Alright, so to start, we are going to jump in with the Benefit Porefessional primer. I actually reordered the mini because I almost am out of the other one, and when I first started trying this product I really didn't like it, but now it is like my favorite primer. So I'm going to do this first. I just feel like it really controls my shine and really blurs my pores, which is what I'm looking for. And I want to give this foundation a fair shot, so I'm going to use a primer that I know I like and that works for my skin. We got our skin primed and we can go on to a foundation. And I have seen a lot of mixed reviews on this on YouTube. It's the Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. Medium coverage up to 24-hour wear. Has kombucha, marula oil, and it's supposed to give you up to 24-hour glow. A dewy, juicy finish for healthy looking skin. 24-hour wear. We shall see. For me personally, I don't really have very oily skin. I have like combination skin and a little bit of dry on the drier side, so I'm hoping that will work for me. From the videos that I've watched, the people that didn't really like it struggle with oily skin, so perhaps it might work a little bit better on mine. I have also seen that people like to apply this with their fingers, or at least that's what the application says to do for the foundation. I may try my fingers actually, and I got this in the shade 20 Fair. I believe it was the second lightest shade. It has this really precise top. I'm just gonna start. I mean, it says a little bit goes a long way, so I'm just gonna start with that much, and then I suppose I will try it with my fingers and maybe go over it with a brush as needed. I typically don't like to apply foundation with my fingers. I feel like it's kind of messy, but we shall see. Right off the bat, it's kind of just not sticking to my skin. It's kind of just like smearing around on top of it and getting trapped in my pores. I feel like that offered no coverage at all. It smells nice. Yeah, it's just sitting in my pores on top of my skin. Just trying to pat it in instead of like kind of buffing it in, and that seems to help melt it a little bit better into the skin. I'm just gonna do one half with my fingers and then just see out of curiosity how it looks with a brush. That's one half of my face. This one does not have anything, and this one has the foundation on. As far as it being medium coverage, this first coat definitely not super sheer. It is very lightweight, but that applying it with my fingers is not the way that I want to do it. I just feel like I'm picking it all up on my hands. Like, I don't know if you can see, it's just kind of sitting in my, like, my wrinkles on my hands. There's a lot of product on my hands. So I'm gonna try it with a brush and see how I like it. I think I'm just gonna use my buffing foundation brush from e.l.f. on this side, just so we can kind of compare the two sides and see if it looks any different or any worse or better. I already like the brush better than my fingers, for sure. It has been a while since I have made a video, and it's because the end of this pregnancy has been rough. I keep having like preterm labor scares, and it's like this kid's ready to come out, but he's not ready to come out, and I've just been really tired lately and uncomfortable, so I apologize for not being on here as much. I got my C-section scheduled, so at the very latest this kid's coming March 26th at 7:30 a.m. But I'm still thinking he might come before then. Okay, so this is the side with the brush, and I like it way better than this side. I don't know how well you're going to be able to tell. Let's see if I can zoom you in. I just feel like this side is so sheer. You can see all of my freckles. My pores are really emphasized. This side, everything looks a lot smoother. You can still see my pores pretty well, but so what I think I'm gonna do, this one's really bad right here. This one's not as bad, and I feel like it just covered better with a brush. What I am probably gonna do is go in with another layer on this side with the brush and maybe add just a smidge more. We'll see how it looks once I add a little bit more. The color match is really good. I was afraid it was going to be too light, but it is pretty spot on. I just don't really feel like it's gripping to my skin very well. Like any little thing that I do with the brush kind of moves around what I already have underneath it. So it's really hard to work with. I don't believe foundation should take that long to apply or be that challenging to make look nice. Okay, I'm gonna bring you in again. So foundation's on both sides. I didn't add any more to this side of my face. I feel like the coverage looks pretty even on both sides. It does give a nice little like natural glow to the skin. Like I don't completely hate it. It is like a tinted moisturizer, but for them to claim medium coverage, I don't really know about that. I would say it's more light on the maybe the verge of medium. But the color match is good. I don't see it hiding in any of my fine lines or wrinkles. So we'll go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup and see how things apply over it. I did get a couple of other new things when I went to Sephora. Yeah, and I'm having a contraction.
Amy wants you to have that.
Okay.
Can you get on camera and say I'm pregnant, so I'm eating a deep fried thing?
Having a contraction and eating a deep fried Oreo. Sorry guys. Deep fried Oreo. Back to what I was saying is I did get a couple of other new products that I haven't tried before. One of them is the Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer. I got this in the shade number 2, and it's so cute, this packaging. It's like a little pencil eraser. So cute. And I am just going to take it and put it where I normally apply concealer. I've been watching other people's, concealer application, and one of the people I've been watching, Manny, I think it's Manny Mua, M-U-A, maybe I'm butchering that, but I think, he says to go a little bit lighter under the eye, and just in that area where the most darkness pools up, so it doesn't look, or so you don't use as much product for no reason. And then I picked up this Huda Beauty, it's like a double, it says Conceal and Blend face brush for my concealer, so I'm going to use this. So I was using like these little tiny sponges to blend my concealer and the MAC concealer brush, and they weren't really working for me, so I wanted to try something new. This concealer says it's not supposed to be cakey, and Cover More Cakeless Full Liquid or Full Coverage Liquid Concealer hides it all, from dark under eye circles to blemishes and discoloration, yet it feels lightweight and doesn't cake or crack. Because I have yet to find a holy grail concealer. For a while the MAC Pro Longwear was, but it's still, by the end of the day, started to crease and not look super nice. So, and my nose is like one of the hardest parts of my face for me to get anything to stay on it. I don't know why. Yeah, like I just barely touch my nose and it picks everything off that I put on. So that's as good as that's gonna get. So far I think the concealer is really nice. It took away that darkness on my inner eyes really nicely. So next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna set my face. This is another new thing I picked up, the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. I really love this packaging because it has like the little lid, you pop it up and then you can just dump some of it into the cap instead of having it spill everywhere. I'm just gonna take the same foundation blending brush for this to apply, and this is supposed to just be the universal tone. Because this foundation has a shine to it, I think I just want to make it a little bit more matte. I'm not a big fan of looking super oily or shiny. That's just my personal preference. Yeah, already you can see a huge difference, at least to me. Let me bring you in. This side is much more matte, no shine. This one here is like Shine City. Yeah, I love this powder already. Very lightweight, not really messy. I'm typically not a fan of loose powders like this because they are so messy, but the packaging of this one is super. This might be my new favorite powder. Definitely better than the e.l.f. one. Tried NYX's loose setting powder. Not a fan of that one. Maybe it's because I usually get them in white, and this time it's like more like skin tony than white. Okay, so I was not a fan of this at the beginning when I started, but now that I have the powder on, the concealer on, I think it actually looks really, really nice. My complaints are still primarily right now my pores, I just feel like on this cheek my pores are like massive, and perhaps I didn't put enough primer on, but otherwise it looks really smooth, pretty flawless at this point. So I'm glad I decided to add that powder because that made a world of difference. The next new thing I picked up is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Threesome. It's a blush, bronzer, and highlight in one. This is the packaging, very pretty. And here we have the palette. From what I can see, there is like a slight shimmer through all of 3 shades. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the bronzer, obviously. And I like to use the same buffing foundation brush from e.l.f. for that. Definitely has some pigment to it. It's a little warmer than I would normally wear. It is picking up the makeup underneath, which is not good. It's a nice bronzer, but I think it's just a smidge not my color, and it just doesn't beat the Makeup Revolution bronzer that I love. Okay, so bronzer is on. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the blush in here. The blush is a pretty color, but it is very pigmented, so I'm going to switch up my brushes. I'm going to go with my MAC brush here. Just see if I can get a little bit of a lighter. Not so much. And that is a very pigmented blush. Just taking another different foundation brush I have to try to sheer it out a little bit. Blush and bronzer are on. I'm going to go on to the highlight shade in here. That is one of the weakest highlights I have seen. I feel like I'm picking up quite a bit, but it's not really doing much. Yep, I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of this palette, honestly. I feel like, I mean, I guess you can see it a little bit, but it's almost like, yeah, there's definitely like a brown tint to that highlighter. I look very tanned and very rosy cheeked right now. So far, this is not my favorite makeup look that I've ever done, but we will keep on going. As far as how the blush and bronzer applied over the foundation, I do feel like as I was applying it, the foundation underneath was kind of coming up. So it looked a little bit patchy in some areas. It wasn't like super hard to blend anything out, but it wasn't the easiest application either. So what I'm going to do is just finish the rest of my face, and then I'll come back and give my overall thoughts on the foundation for you guys. Okay, so I went ahead and finished the rest of my makeup. Once I have put everything on, I do feel like it looks quite nice. I still have the complaint about my pores being really, really noticeable, but overall the coverage looks pretty good. I did go ahead and set it with my Makeup Revolution Matte Fix Spray because I just had the feeling, even as I was doing my makeup, that it was kind of like melting already, just sitting with the lights on me. So as far as wearability, I honestly don't see this lasting very long. Unfortunately, I had to film at night tonight because I was sleeping most of the day, so I won't be able to do a true wear test, at least this time. I do want to, when I wear it again, do a wear test to see how it holds up, because I have a feeling it's not going to hold up very well. But initial application, it looked rough. You really have to work with it to blend it in. So unfortunately, that's kind of a loss for me on that. I would prefer to have a foundation that just glides on smoothly, doesn't take forever to apply, and this definitely did. However, once I switched to the brush instead of my fingers, it went a lot quicker. So when I try it next time, I will definitely just skip straight to the brush. You know, overall, I think it looks pretty nice, but it was not, let me see how much it was. So for the price, it was $29 for the foundation. That's not too bad. I thought it was going to be more than that. But overall, I would give it like a 3 out of 5 just because of the blendability, how much I had to work with it to get it to look nice. Just overall coverage, I would not say it's medium coverage. The concealer helped out with that a little bit, but foundation on its own, not full coverage. So it's not one of my favorite foundations, but maybe for like one of those lighter days where you don't want to feel like you're wearing a whole bunch of makeup, that would be, you know, a good choice. But like I said, I will do a video like with a wear test because I already have a feeling that this is going to just slip right off my face any minute. Thank you guys so much for watching, for being so patient while I am trying to get videos out and also get this baby out. I'm so over it. But if you guys liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe down below and join the flock. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!